Hey, it's Al with LinkedInLandlord.com. Let me tell you about Janice. She had a great job. She was a scientist. She got a lot of education, her master's degree. Now she was a consulting scientist, being paid some really good money. But the problem is she wanted out. She realized that she put all this time in and got a job, and now she was going to be a employee for the rest of her life, and she didn't like that. She was getting tired of being told what to do, tired of finding a project number to always charge, so she wanted to find some passive income. But she didn't know how. She likes plans, she likes to calculate and be precise, but she did not have a plan on how she was going to do this. She knew short-term rentals was an up-and-coming thing, and there was a lot of demand. She also used it a lot herself when she was traveling about. She'd be out at months doing tests and monitoring different businesses. She came across my new book called 6 Steps to $2,000 per month of passive income within 1 year using real estate. And she realized there was a lot of things she could do. It had equations in it. You can create a mathematical model of this whole business and answer all your questions. I had the equations in there. This starts with this flow chart. The first part of it is about how to acquire the right place and the right location in the right town to make sure that you have that right, and it's based off of equations. Okay, then she got to this point where she needs to furnish it, and this is the big thing, because she didn't know how much to spend, and that's really important, and that's where everyone screws up, is they don't furnish it properly, or they spend too much on furnishing. This is what I mean. In the book, I define what the word map is all about. And Janice really liked that. She realized that if you can calculate your minimum acceptable profit, then you could figure out how much that per month, and you could figure out almost all of your questions about your business plan. Because with the minimum acceptable profit, the map is 0.38 times the monthly rent. Now, this is a rent that you would get from another landlord. If you signed a lease, they would tell you that this is how much you owe per month. This is the rent per month. Now, if you are a landlord, this is the amount that you charge your tenant. Okay, you plug that into this equation, 0.38 times that monthly rent. Let's say, in our example, the monthly rent is for a place is $2,000. Well, 2,000 times 0.38 is $760. Now you can work with that. That is the number of your profit that you can expect. Okay, that's great. Now we can really create something with this, because now we can have a standard, and we can say we're doing better than that, which you should, because this is the minimum that you should be collecting. It's the minimum. You should be always collecting more than this. Now you have that standard, and now you can create a business plan based on that, and you can show that business plan to investors and get them to fund it. So if you have a solid number, if you have equations, then you can present it to an investor, just like an investor banker does. Someone will fund this for you, and you can run the business. So this is what she did. She took her map, her minimum acceptable profit, and she talked into her investor and said, let's break even and pay you all that back in 8 months. So they set the BE, the break even, at 8 months. So 8 times $760 is $6,080. That's how much she borrowed from her investor. Janice borrowed that from her investor and says, I'm going to pay you back in 8 months based on this. Of course, she should be able to pay her back sooner, because this is the minimum acceptable profit. So that's how you come up with your furnishing budget. That's where people screw up, because they don't use a standard. They're not thinking about the payback period when they're furnishing their place. In fact, most Airbnb hosts are just doing whatever and not tracking their numbers at all. And that's the absolute biggest difference between a host and a business owner. Is the business owner is focused on that payback time. They are furnishing against a budget, and they're telling themselves no, and they're using discipline based on math. So back to the flow chart. Okay, there we were. We figured out how to wisely furnish your space, and then from there you market it to a business traveler. In my case, we focused on business travelers and extended stays and midterm rentals. And then you welcome your guests once you attract them successfully. And then that's when they pay you. That's when you collect the money, and you collect all the money and you pay your bills. And there should be at least $760 left if your place that you're renting has a market rate of $2,000. Okay? So at that point, you're up and going. If you've got multiple months going, you got the first one going, great. But that's not enough to replace your job, Janice said. She says, I need more of these. So that's what she asked herself right here at the decision point. I'm not making $2,000 yet, so let's do it again. Now she's going to go and get another unit to add to her portfolio. Now she does that equation again to calculate how much she should spend on furnishings. Now she's got the equations. She can talk to the investor about payback period, and she gets that under control. She goes, spends it. She goes, furnishes the place against the budget, and starts marketing it successfully. We have all kinds of tools to help you do that. There's the Ritchie technique. There's all kinds of blitz and pivot. All that is in marketing school at es.com, marketingschool.es.com. I'm going to leave a link in the description along with some other resources so that you can pick up this book and go from there. So she starts get her clients, and then there you go. You start collecting another $760. Okay, now you have two of them. So now your net income after expenses is $1,520. All right, that's good, but that's not $2,000 yet. So Janice says, let's do another one, the third one. So here we go again. She's got the equation now. She knows how to wisely set up and wisely furnish a place. She knows how to acquire it. That's the first part of this exercise. We'll cover that in a different video. And then she goes through wisely furnishes against the budget. She starts marketing it, and again we have tools to help you do that. It's many more than just putting it on Airbnb and crossing your fingers. There's online, offline, and using social media for social proof. All that together helps you stay filled. And then she welcomes her guests, and then she gets paid again. Now she's got three of them. Again, her minimum acceptable profit, she should be making much, much more than $760. She should be making more. This is the minimum she does, and you need the minimum so that you can write a business plan. Now she's making over $2,000, $2,280 per month. She says, great, and she moves on from there. All right. Now she's got this system in place. She's up and going. She's got the system. She knows how much she's making per month. Her take-home pay as a scientist is some good money, is represented by that. But now she's got a system, and she's got the equations, so she can predict when her passive income can replace her active income, when her midterm rental business can churn enough money to replace her active income as a scientist, and she can pick that time. Now she can see how many months that's going to take her, and she can use that to plan. And from there, she can start celebrating, because it's just a matter of time before she's in the break room and at her own retirement party and celebrating her freedom. She's got options now. Now, all these equations I'm talking about are in my new book called 6 Steps to $2,000 per month of passive income within just 1 year. And it's all there for you. You can go faster or slower, but you have the equations now. So you're not guessing at what you're doing. You're actually having metrics so that you can know if this market is better than that market. You can optimize. So check it out and tell me what your minimum acceptable profit is. All right? Use that Williamson coefficient 0.38 times the rent and come up with your map. Tell me what your map is. Leave a note in the comment section and check out the description for a link to the book and some other resources to help you do exactly what Janice did and replace your active income with passive income.